Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you joined us today. Check out the sections on the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage. Make it easier to find classes by length or by purpose or by body area. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget it's free. We'd love to hear from you. So leave a comment. In today's practice, we'll explore poses to help with digestion, constipation, and bloating by increasing the blood flow, circulation, and energy to those areas. You'll only need a chair, and let's get started. So we're going to take a moment to move forward in our chair. We're not leaning back, okay? Lift up nice and tall, feeling your abdominals engage. Crown of the head to the ceiling, pull those shoulders down. Let's take our palms, place them lightly on the thighs, and then flip those palms up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes and just connect to that breath. Just your natural inhalation and exhalation. And then let's begin to elongate the breath, inhaling a little more deeply and exhaling a little more completely. Let's take that breath and move it down into the diaphragm. As we inhale, the belly extends. We're filling the lungs from the bottom up. And as we exhale, we actively pull the belly button towards the spine as we push the air up and out of the lungs. Do that a couple of times. Next, we're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5 counts, continuing with your diaphragmatic breath if that feels okay. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. Let's take a look towards the right. And then we're going to go ahead and look center. And then let's look over that left shoulder. And center. Let's do that one more time. Just looking. So maybe you look a little further over the shoulder if you can, if that feels okay. And look center, and let's go to the other side. And center, very good. Okay, moving into mountain pose. Hands are down towards the floor, so our fingertips are pointing down, palms are facing out. And if it feels okay on your hands, we're going to stretch those fingers. So my fingers are wide. All right, does that feel okay? Okay, now we're going to release the fingers. Bring those arms to ghost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. So you should feel a nice opening through the chest. That should feel good. All right, now we're going to extend our fingertips to the ceiling. Shoulders stay down though, right? So we're not putting our shoulders up into our ears. We're going to pull those shoulders down. Belly stays tight. Okay, with your right hand, grab your left wrist. Lengthen, try to touch the ceiling, and then we're going to lean our mountain. That should feel really good. One more breath here. All right, let's go ahead and come up. Bring your hands down, and let's go through that whole thing again. Ready? Mountain pose. Extend those fingers wide. Heart lifts, right? Belly tight. Okay, ghost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Lifting up through that heart. Fingertips to the ceiling. Remember, shoulders stay down. Okay, left hand grabs right wrist this time. Lengthen first and then lean. That feels good. Let's come back up. Now grab the opposite wrist, lean, and then let's just look up at the ceiling. Just a little twist. Take the twist out, come up, grab the other wrist, lengthen, lean, and just that little twist. I'm just looking up at the ceiling, super gentle here. Take the twist out, back up to the ceiling, and bring those arms down. Does that feel okay? All right, great. So we're going to move into half Lord of the Fishes pose. Take your right knee and open it wide. So the very first thing I want you to feel is the inner thigh stretching. So look down at this left knee. Make sure it's tracking right at the second toe. It tends to want to fold in, but I don't want you to let that happen, right? So nice inner thigh stretch here, okay? Belly is tight. Are you ready? Left arm is going to come all the way across the body. You're going to grab your chair. Lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Turn and look over the back of your chair. So we're hanging out here and we're breathing. We have one more breath. Let's release that and we're going to do that again. Ready? Here we go. Bring it across the body. Lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Belly stays tight. Turn and look over the back of your chair. Making sure that left knee is not folding in. One more breath here and release. Let's bring that knee forward. So were you able to keep that knee open? Right? When we're twisting, it really wants to fold in, but don't let it. Okay, let's do the other side. So here we go. We're going to open up nice and wide, feeling that inner thigh stretch, keeping this knee facing me, okay? Here we go. Right arm comes across the body, grabs the chair, lift and twist. So I'm looking over the back of my chair. I'm feeling quite a bit of stretch on that inner right thigh, keeping that knee open. Let's open and do it one more time. Here we go. All the way across the body, lift and twist. Just one more breath here and release. Go ahead and face forward. Whew, how'd that feel? Inner thighs, right? All right, let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. And let's face the seat of the chair. So take a step back. You don't want to be super close to the chair, just one step back. We're going to move into camel pose and then add a cat and a cow. So we'll be doing our openness up through the belly and then we'll be contracting through the belly, okay? So that same idea of opening and contracting. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to take our hands and just place them on each side of the spine, just right in the small of the back. Do you see that? Just kind of right there. And then if you prefer to have fists, that's absolutely fine, versus palms of the hands. Either is fine. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push my hips forward. Super gentle here. And then my heart begins to lift just a little bit. So I'm looking up kind of where the ceiling and the wall meet. You don't want to just let the head go, but the more you push forward with your hips, the more your gaze is going to go up higher, right? But you're holding your neck. You never let the neck go. All right, one more breath here. Now, super gentle. We're going to pull the belly in. We're going to begin to come back into a standing position. Release your hands. Hinge forward. See how slowly I'm going? Very gentle. And put your hands into the seat of the chair and bring the weight a little bit forward. And again, if you'd rather be on fists, that's fine. You don't have to be in the palms of the hands. We're going to move into a cat pose and a cow pose. So let's start with cow. Drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your hips. And then pull your belly button in, round your shoulders, tuck the chin, and let the head fall into cat pose. Let's do that again. Open up into cow pose. and round down into cat pose. Last time, add the breath. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Okay, from this tucked position, let's go ahead and roll up to standing. Bend the knees if you wish. And come into a standing position, okay? We're going to do that one more time. Ready? Then, what we're going to do next is we'll have our hands in the chair. We'll do our cat and cow, and then we're going to just come down onto the forearms and come into a downward facing puppy. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of a flow. It'll be kind of fun. All right, let's start with camel though. Remember, palms or fists on each side of the spine, palms right in the middle of the back. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Push your hips forward. Now, this one you want to get in and out of pretty slowly, okay? So take your time. I'm pushing my hips forward. I'm lifting my heart a little bit. I'm pushing my hips forward. I'm lifting my heart a little bit. I'm pushing my hips forward. I'm lifting my heart. And maybe one more time. Oh, yeah. Okay, are we ready? Pull your belly in. Slowly, slowly, slowly. We're going to begin to come back up into a standing position. Oh, my goodness. Do you feel that? All right, nice and slow. We're going to continue into that forward hinging position. Place your hands in the seat of the chair. All right. Drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the hips. Pull the belly button to spine, round the shoulders, tuck the chin, let the head fall. Cat pose. Let's go ahead and do that a few times, adding the breath. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. All right. Leaving your hands right where they are, we're going to take a step back. Now, bring your weight forward, and then we're going to come onto those forearms. Okay? You're going to look down, press your weight back so that your weight is in the back of the legs towards the feet. Lift those hips up high. Let your head fall into a downward facing puppy. Now, if your backs of your legs are super tight, you can bend the knees. It's fine. Get those hips high. Let that head fall. One more breath here. All right. Begin to lift your heart first. Put the palms into the chair. Step forward. Step forward and roll it up. Oh, how did that feel? I love that one. Let's come to the back of our chair and we're going to move into a goddess pose. So basically we're going to heel, toe, our feet at least the width of your chair leg, preferably a little more if that feels okay for you. Now my toes are pointed out. So to get into your goddess pose, I want you to really feel your belly tight and kind of pull in, tucking that pelvis, if that makes sense. So I'm pulling in, belly tight, lengthening through the tailbone. Begin to soften those knees. Lift the front body. Roll out to the outer edge of the feet. Do you feel that? Begin to deepen your knee bend. Hold that chair. So my heart is staying lifted. My belly is staying tight. My tailbone is, I kind of hate to use the word tucked, but I want you to think about it. It's really pressing down, lifting the front body. Roll the weight to the outer edge of the feet. Are you feeling that? Man, I am. One more breath. Let's go ahead and straighten those legs and heel toe in and take a moment. Okay? So we're going to do that same thing again, getting really deep into our goddess pose, and then we're going to let go of the chair and we'll come up into goddess arms, okay? I call it goalpost arms a lot of times because people I don't know what goddess arms mean. It's goalpost arms. It's the same idea. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Toes are out at a diagonal. Your knee is in alignment with those toes. Belly is super tight. Lengthen through that tailbone. Really lengthen. Press it down. Pull that knee in. That belly in. Soften those knees. Hold that chair. Lift the front body. Roll out. So your weight is in the outer edge of those feet. Knees are in alignment with the ankles. I know there's so much to think about. Don't let them fold in though, right? Keep those knees out. Hold that chair. It's fine. See if you can go a little deeper. Can you go a little deeper? Oh, yeah. Can we let go of the chair and come into those goddess arms? Don't let your heart sink down, though. We've still got that heart lifted. Do your palms out and your fingertips out, kind of like we were Egyptians. You don't have to. One more breath. Put your hands on the chair. I was just trying to give us something to do to forget about our feet, our legs, how bad the legs was hurting. Heel toe those feet back, and we go. That was such good work, you guys. Really, really good. Okay, let's come back to seated and grab a sip of water. We're going to move into extended mountain. So go ahead and bring your hands to heart. Now, we're going to take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, we're going to extend those fingertips towards the ceiling, pulling the shoulders down, belly is tight. Really feel that extension. So I'm trying to touch the ceiling with my fingertips. My belly is super tight. All right, we're going to take that right hand and we're going to place it on the chair. Left hand is going to lengthen up, and then we're going to lean into that stretch. Keeping the opposite hip down. This hip stays down. You should feel a good stretch in that side waist. One more breath. Let's come up, and let's do the whole thing again. Bring your hands to heart. All right, let's extend that mountain. Shoulders are down, belly is tight. Let's take that left hand to the chair. Lengthen up through that right hand. Try to touch the ceiling. Now lean into it. You've got your hand on that chair for support. So maybe you can deepen that leaning mountain just a little bit. One more breath here, and up we go. Okay. We're going to move forward in the chair. Take your feet out and have them a little bit of distance between them. Okay? Grab that chair, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, lifting your heart, let your knees fall to the left. And let's come center. And then we're going to let our knees fall to the other way. And come center. Let's do that one more time. Knees fall. And up, and they fall the other way, and up, and let's take a moment. So you can keep doing that if you want to, windshield wiper knees, or we're going to add a little thing onto that. So see how it feels, and if it doesn't feel good, you can just go back to your windshield wiper knees, okay? So remember, got a little bit of space between those legs, belly stays tight, lifting the shoulders, lifting the crown of the head to the ceiling, but the shoulders down. Let's go ahead and grab the back of our chair. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind. Let's let those knees fall to the right. Now, you're going to take your right foot and you're just going to place it on that left leg. You see what I did there? So all I'm doing is now this leg is giving me a little more leverage. I'm keeping my hips on the chair. So you don't want to let that hip come around or you're losing the stretch, right? You want to keep the hips back on the chair and let the leg be the thing moving, and that's giving you a good stretch here. One more breath. All right, let's go ahead and take that leg off. Readjust onto your chair. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're going to let the knees fall first. Actually, let's not let the knees fall first. Let's lift up first, pull the belly in, grab your chair, squeeze your shoulder blades. Now let's let those knees fall. All right, are we ready? We're going to take this knee, so the left is going to rest up on that right leg. It doesn't matter which one you're doing, right? We're going to do both sides anyway. So personally, I feel this side more. So obviously, this hip and glute is a little tighter than the other one. Super common. One more breath. All right, let's come up. Wow, take that leg off. Man, I felt that one. We're going to move back a little bit in our chair, and we're going to move into Cobra Pose. So what you want is the back of the chair to be right on the inside of that arm, okay? So you're going to, I'm going to lean back even further. You can actually lean back in the chair. We don't get to do that often, do we? And I'm going to place my arms on the side of that chair, and then I'm just going to wrap my arms back, my hands back behind and grab, okay? And then I'm going to lift through my sternum. So I'm lifting up. I'm feeling openness happening through the chest, right? A little bit of openness in the belly. Just one more breath. Let's go ahead and release that. And we're going to do that one more time, okay? So I'm grabbing the back of that chair, really squeezing my arms back, right, against the chairs. It gives me a little bit of leverage as I lift through the sternum. If you want to lift the gaze a little bit, that's okay too. One more breath, and let's release. That's good work. I know it's one of those that when you see somebody doing it, you think, well, there's nothing to that until you actually do it, and then you really feel what's happening through the chest and everything. So we're going to move to a seated camel, and we're going to place our hands on each side of the spine. You stay facing me. Just one hand on each side of the spine, right in the small of the back. And then I'm just going to push forward. So I'm pushing my hips forward. I'm lifting up through the sternum, and my gaze is going forward and up. Let's go ahead and release that. Take just a moment. And remember, if it feels better for you to use your fists instead of the palms of the hands, that's okay too. So let's do that one more time. This time I'll use the fist just to demonstrate that one. Push your hips forward, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, lifting your heart. One more breath here, and release. Very good. We're going to move into a little seated twisting segment. So I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place it against the side of that opposite knee. I'm going to take my other hand and put it back here on the chair. Now I'm going to pull my shoulder back and I'm going to turn and I'm going to look over that shoulder. Just one more breath here. Let's go ahead and face forward, and let's do the other side, okay? So this hand is going to go on the outside of that knee. Opposite hand is going to come to the chair. Lift through the crown of the head, lengthening through the spine. Belly stays tight. Bring the shoulder back, then turn and look over that shoulder. One more breath here. And release. Okay, very, very good. Now, you can keep doing that same version if you want, but if you want a little bit more, we're going to cross our legs as well. Okay, so I'm going to cross my right leg over my left. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to place it on the outside of that knee. My opposite hand comes back to the chair. Lift through the crown of the head. Pull that right shoulder back. Turn and look over that shoulder. Now, if you want, you can press your hand against that knee and give yourself a little leverage here. Only if that feels okay for you. One more breath. Let's go ahead and face center. And let's do the other side. Remember the hand. So, my left leg is on top, so my right hand is the one that's going to come out. So it's just kind of the opposite. So, and this hand is going to be back on the chair. Let's pull that shoulder back. Let's turn, look over that shoulder, and then I'm pressing with my right hand into that leg just to give myself a little more twist. But again, that's only if that feels okay for you. One more breath here, and let's face forward. Good job. Okay, unravel those legs. Now, let's take that left leg and extend it out in front of us, toes to the ceiling. We're going to lengthen nice and long through the spine, hold on to the thighs, let the heart fall forward into that pigeon pose. So the key to this one, to getting the most out of this pose, is keeping the back flat and keeping the legs straight. All right, let's tuck our chin and roll up and do it one more time. Extend nice long through the spine. Keep the back flat. Let that heart fall forward. Feel that stretch. And up we go. Okay, let's do the other side. Extending that right leg long, toes to the ceiling. Lengthen through the spine. Let that heart fall forward. Tuck the chin and roll it up. And let's do that again. Lengthen and hinge. Tuck the chin and roll it out. Excellent work. I'm going to take my right ankle and I'm going to cross it over that left leg. So it's in front of the knee. You don't want it on the knee. Now, your other option for this one is just to cross ankle to ankle, if that feels better for you. Seated pigeon. Now, let's just hang out here for a few breaths and see how that feels. It could be all you need. And you're like, yeah, this is good for me. All right. Let's just take this knee and flutter it a little bit. Just moving that hip joint a little bit. Okay. Now, if you want to try it, you can lengthen through the spine and begin to let that heart fall forward. See how that feels. Again, the back stays flat. All right, let's go ahead and roll up. And let's move that hip joint a little bit again. And then we'll do that one more time. So you've got those two options. The final option is you're just pressing gently on that leg. So the leg is being pressed down as I am letting my heart fall forward. Again, it's just if it feels okay for you. Okay, let's all come up and unravel that. And then we're going to go to the other side. So remember, you've got the option of ankle to ankle if that feels better for you. I will tell you, though, you want to keep this foot out. So as you cross, you're going to get some stretch here. Because if you bring this foot in and cross, you're not going to feel anything, okay? So make sure this foot stays out. Let's cross ankle up on top of that thigh. And we're hanging out here first. We're just going to let our body kind of react to what we're asking it to do. Just a little stretch here for this side of the hip. Okay, let's just do a little flutter. Another version is where you lengthen through the spine and let the heart fall. You feel it? Okay, let's go ahead and come up and do another little flutter. And then the final version, if you want, extending nice and long through the spine, letting the heart fall forward, and then just gently pressing on that leg. One more breath. All right, very good. Let's release. Okay, we're going to sit back in our chair. Hands are resting lightly on the thighs. Lift the palms up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes and breathe.
Keep pace with life. Today is one day and tomorrow is another. You don't have to eat it all, drink it all, say it all, do it all right now. Do what's enough and then let it be. Pace yourself and know you'll have more opportunities in the days to come. Live each day as it arrives, not before it appears, not after it's gone. You cheat yourself out of life when you rush ahead of it or linger behind it. Fill each day with exactly one day's worth of living. Then do the same with the next day and the next. Savor the moments, the sensations, the efforts, the times and experiences with others. Always remember that too much is not preferable to enough. Give each bit of experience the time, attention, and zeal that it deserves and that you deserve. Keep pace with life, and you'll enjoy all its treasures to the highest degree.
Let's take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards the chest. Reach up with the hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Looking up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Remember, click on that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.